YouTube. Coming back once again. I'm at work. What's new, right? What's new? I'm at work. So, today, we're going to speak about the race car. Yeah. We're going to talk about the race car today, right? And I just want to share this video. It's just something on my mind. You feel me? And it's something on my mind because, like, basically, when you see what's going on in America with these people and they trick knowledge, right? With these people that's always got an agenda, you know what I mean? They're always putting a spin on something. That's always spewing their rhetoric and propaganda like it's truth, right? And it's really starting to become so blatant and starting to look 1950-ish, like Jim Crow-ish. You know what I mean? So let me explain myself and explain to y'all what I mean about this, right? Woo! Bleach. So basically, y'all, what's basically going on? I saw a football clip, right? And it said that the wide receiver and the defensive back, this was a sports clip I was watching, that they was getting into it. They was going at it with each other. So, if you look at the video, y'all, right? And you peep it, you will actually see that they was going at it, man. Competing. You know, sometimes when you competing, you passionate about the sport, you know what I mean? You could be looking at every little gesture, every little thing that you could do to get up on your competition, right? Let me get some water real quick. Hey man, I appreciate y'all, man, following the video. Like, share, and subscribe, whatever. All right, let me go in. So basically, it's a clip of a young man that's a Caucasian, and then we got a Moor, right? The Moor is playing defensive back, the Caucasian is the wide receiver, right? And basically what happens in this clip, it was a tough route, you feel me? Quarterback threw a pass in the end zone. Excuse me. Quarterback threw a pass in the end zone. Wide receiver catches it over his shoulder like this. You know what I mean? Caught it in the right hand. You see the DB try to hook his left hand, right? All in the comments, y'all. All in the comments. They were saying that the brother that was the defensive back wasn't raised right. He couldn't control his motions. The usual suspect. Low IQ. All that Charlie Kirk propaganda, right? Here comes up propaganda. All that Charlie Kirk propaganda that white nationalists, especially white Christians, have been trying to preach that they are placed here by Jesus himself. to be the authority figure over all. So, every comment, man, every comment, y'all, every comment is just basically saying, like how this young brother is so much of a troglodyte. He's an uncivilized man on the football field, doesn't know how to control his emotions. They claim he was trying to pull the wide receivers, right? He was trying to pull the wide receivers' arm out of socket because he tried to come around and strip the ball. And if he catching it like this overhand, right? You got to catch it with two hands. He caught it and then he put it in his right one, so it wasn't nothing in it. A dude tried to come around like that. They was like, look at him, he's an ape. He's trying to rip his arm out of socket. And it's just very sickening, right? That these individuals that subscribe to this mentality, this ideology, right? They always scream, right? And this is how I know that these people is mentally sick, man. And if they own people don't pull them to the side and kind of check what they doing, it's gonna get ugly in America. Because these people are mentally unstable. And let me explain. Black folk ain't had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. But yet, they still made a way to bring us into something that happened. It clearly looks, right? We ain't gonna talk about the real. The small hats is the accomplices everybody is thinking, right? That's what Candace Owens is saying. But let's just go off the narrative that the FBI told us. It was a right-wing young white man. He was in Utah. It's the whitest of the white states. Right? And I do understand that white is just a legal status. It's not an actual bloodline or anything like that, because we got to remember who the Neanderthal is, who the Caucasians are. Right? So it's very peculiar to always hear that we are, all the stuff Charlie Kirk said. That's what these people were saying in the comments. Yet, who made the atomic bomb and dropped it on downtown Hiroshima on women and children? Who's ever did something monstrous like that? That's something a psychopath to do. So it's just crazy how these people in the 1600s supposedly created the white term and made the white race. Yet they always saying that black folks, so-called, supposedly, that we always play the race card. It made me think about that shit that happened with Floyd and 50. 50, I don't even know why Floyd mad at me. Nelly doing your baby mama. The other dude did that. I'm just sitting over here like, you feel me? So it's always interesting to hear these people that, again, if you ain't never heard of the book Without Sanctuary, go find that book and it'll show you the customs and traditions of these here now kids on these video. They grandpappies, they great grandpappies. The shit they used to do to my peoples. The whole town to come out and watch the brother get burned lynched, whatever. But Charlie Kirk want to be talking about black on black violence, and then he gets killed in all white, pretty much predominantly white, I'll say, predominantly Caucasian, European, whichever misnomer you want to throw on there, or title you want to throw on there. Not misnomer, whatever title you want to throw on there. These people are the biggest child molesters, arsonists, rapists, pedophiles, DV people, like the police. The police is the leading occupation in domestic violence. But you will hear these people talk about how they back the blue. It's a thin blue line and all this other jazz, which is unconstitutional, because how you gonna have a organization inside an organization? Ain't that what them sheriffs was doing with the banditos, the 3,000 floor boys, the executioners, and all them? Gangs inside the government. Who would have ever thought? And let's not act like we don't know what the FBI said, that a lot of these white nationalist ideology, people that subscribe to that ideology, have infiltrated, and it's known on a state and a federal level that they have infiltrated these law enforcements and also the military, all the way from the police department to sheriffs to the FBI, the military, the CIA, maybe even. I would say, yeah, CIA. All these different factions of government that it's known white nationalists, white males that have a racist ideology. So it almost kind of makes me think about when you catch a woman up, right? And man, y'all done been here before if you're a real man. Catch a woman lying in some shit, and she doesn't do the right thing that she would want you to do, and it's just come out and tell me the truth. But she's going to deflect. She's going to project, avoid, and then eventually the granddaddy of them all, they're going to shift the blame onto you. What's your fault? I fucked this dude because you ain't never here and woo whoop, and you work too much and woo whoop, and you ain't take me to that spot I want to go to. That's what they say. So I see a lot of Neanderthals, Caucasians. They do that same bitch-made shit. And then whenever they talk about the usual suspects and we got the low IQ and we don't know how to control our emotions, I just like to bring up different points of history to show them, like, hey, you know this your people's, right? Like, listen, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's y'all people's, right? What's the two brothers? The Menendez brothers. Them is y'all people, right? The boy Charlie Kirk. Look at the hateful stuff he spewed, and they act like this dude was Andy Griffin. It's just the hypocrisy, the deflection, and the no taking accountability that these people got. It kills me. So it's your brother, man, coming back at you when I'm out.